All right, sir. What do you make of the statement said by the presidential spokesman that he do not see the level of hunger Nigerians are complaining about? Is Nigerians really exaggerating this hunger of a thing, or Nigerians are actually lying?
Thank you for having me. I must say it's quite unfortunate. This have exposed the level of disconnect between those in government and people in the government. What came from Bayo is a clear testimony that those in Asu Rock are not feeling what ordinary Nigerians are feeling. How can you tell me that a situation where it is very clear about the level of the hardship in the country, evident in data from even government agencies, then he's not saying that he did not see the hunger that people are complaining about. For me, it is either his plain politics or his economical with the truth. There is analogy that those that work for him privately are not complaining of hunger. I don't think that is true. Because for you to say you are satisfied under the current scenario in Nigeria, your earnings must be above 500,000, maybe 600,000, 700,000 a month. And I don't think he will pay that much for those working for him as a private person, like working for him privately. Well, you did say that those that work for him, that they are not complaining. So it's very clear that it's either plain politics or it's economical with the truth. Because for me, what Nigerians are passing through can better be imagined than experienced. Look at the election that took place in Exeter State. You will clearly see a Nigerian, a lady, celebrating 15,000. Saying 15 per one vote, 15 per one vote. He said, whether they want me, ABC for life. So it's very clear that the citizens are experiencing hardship under this current administration, and not just experiencing hardship at a very high level. That is why if you go to the northern part of the country, it is like a song currently. The way and manner they are rejecting the Tinubu as government in the north is of a very serious dimension. And the way it is, except Tinubu does something else, maybe differently. If the election is free, fair and credible, even if it's not free, fair and credible, if it's close to being free, fair and credible, it is difficult for him to win the election in the northern part of the country. Because even currently, I think that was explained the reason they don't want someone like Erufai to be released. You know that he is like the current rally point of the north. So for Onanuga'S to come out to say he did not see the hunger people are complaining about is worrisome.
You talk about if the election is free and fair, that the current administration might not win, but a lot of people keep attesting to the structure that this current administration has in place and having the governors. Don't you think that will still play a major role?
When you say structure and you say having the governor, it's funny. It's not because if you catch someone back to 2023 election, you look at what the pattern of the election, what shaped the mind of Nigerians. That sentiment that shaped the last election of 2023 have not changed. If the election is to be free, fair and credible, areas where people won election convincingly are the areas who will win. But the difference is that he's not going to have a good show in another part of the country with the current feelings in the north. If the election is to be free and fair, south is a no go area for him. The only area that is sure for him is the southwestern part of the country. And all this being equal, he may not even get Osun and Oyo. He can get it to, but all things being equal, he may not get those 2 states. So if you remove those 2 states, the other 5 states, the other 4 states in the southwest is sure for him. So all things being equal, even Obi Fangwaso is a ticket to beat in this upcoming election. Because during the last election of 2023, Obi was touted not to have structure. Even Atiku was knocking Obi. Now how can you make it? You under a platform that no governor, no House of Rep member, no senator, no local government chairman, no House of Rep member, and yet how do you make it? That surprisingly, Obi pulled 6.7 million votes as against the 7.7 million vote Atiku got, as against the 8.7 million votes that gave Tinubu victory according to the results of INEC. And this was Obi as a singular person under Labour Party. More so, as Obi has now moved to another platform where we now have OK movement. Talking about alliance between Obi and Kwankwaso. You agree with me, if you're a political pundit, that the largest political movement in Nigeria is Obedient movement. We saw the field they recorded in 2023. It's like a cult-like movement, an organic movement. You don't mobilize them with fund, like 15 power one vote. That is not the case this time. Then, if you look at Kwankwaso movement too, these are organic followership of Kwankwaso. You saw the field they recorded the Kano State in that 2023 presidential election. Even the governorship election. Kwankwaso and Kwankwaso movement from nowhere got Abba Yusuf, the governor of Kano State. APC was the incumbent governor of the state at the state level and at the national level. So Kwankwaso is like an institution in Kano politics. And you are not seeing an alliance between Kwankwaso and Obi, between Kwankwaso movement and Obedient movement. It's a tsunami. That must explain the reason we are seeing serious advocacy for Obi in the northern part of the country. Because either before now, you hardly see northern advocates for Obi in the north. Then currently you see somebody who will stand and tell you that OK movement, Kano is okay, Zamfara is okay. Even in Zamfara, you have Senator Marafa, who of course, I think a former Zamfara Central Senatorial Senator, who is a governor to beat in that state currently. Because in Zamfara State, he is not the gubernatorial candidate of NDC. Even let me even take it to Kano State, where even the first son of a former national chairman of APC, a former governor of APC, Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, is now a member of NDC. Not just being a member, he's already a candidate of his own federal constituency in Kano State. So what does that tell you? NDC is a party to beat. That is why Obi was, I saw one post yesterday. What people were saying that Nigeria is a poor country. Obi said no, Nigeria is not poor, but Nigeria is poor, is being governed by poor, is being poorly governed. And that is the truth. So for me, if the election is to be free, fair, and credible, Tinubu will find it difficult for the country to ask him. That is the truth. That's the only one I want to know. You see those show, but those who are the summer.